What's up, guys? There's a long list of NBA superstars who joined a super team to simply win a championship. It worked out for Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. You have to respect the loyalty in the NBA, but if these 10 stars want a ring, they'll have to escape their current club and find a new home. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present 10 NBA players that need to change teams if they want to win a championship. And don't forget to subscribe to Total Pro Sports because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video, so you gotta go hit that subscribe button right now. But first, some notable omissions. Now, we excluded the likes of John Wall, Anthony Davis, and Giannis Antetokounmpo from our list because they're young stars on promising teams, but we think if they stay patient and wait it out, these stars could win a title down the road. Number 10, HASSAN Whiteside. He signed with the Heat in November 2014, thus missing out on their 2013 NBA championship ring. Talk about poor timing. Whiteside is among the NBA's elite centers, leading the NBA in rebounds during the 2016 and 17 season. Now the Heat are a good team, but nothing close to a title contender. They'll make the playoffs most years, but this group won't compete for championships. If Whiteside is serious about earning a championship ring, it's time to plan out an escape from Miami. Number 9, MARC GASOL. He's been one of the NBA's top defensive players for a decade. GASOL is a 3-time All-Star and won the 2013 Defensive Player of the Year. Now, you gotta give him credit for his loyalty to the Grizzlies, but this team just isn't built to compete anytime soon. They're no longer an annual playoff team, and GASOL needs to jump the ship before it sinks even more. Mark's brother got his title ring with the Los Angeles Lakers. The younger GASOL only has so many years left, and we'd hate to see him retire without a championship ring of his own. The Grizzlies could get some nice return pieces in trade for GASOL, who is more than deserving of a ring, so what's the holdup? Number 8, Dwight Howard. D12 signed with the Wizards, and though we touched base on John Wall needing to stay patient with Washington, the Wizards simply aren't going to contend in 2019. Maybe not 2020 either, to be honest. And that won't work for Howard, who's in his mid-30s and only has so much time left. Howard can't wait for Washington to emerge as a contender with Wall and Bradley Beal. The East is loaded with other contenders like Boston, Toronto, and Philadelphia. Howard needs to do the following: produce in Washington, reset his value, and hope that his true title contender will take a chance on him. The 8-time All-Star just can't wait around for Washington to turn into an all-time contender. Number 7, LaMarcus Aldridge. The 6-time All-Star signed with the Spurs in the 2015 offseason, a year after they won their 5th NBA championship. Aldridge has been a huge addition for San Antonio, but their days as a title contender, they're kind of done with. For now. They can't compete with the likes of Golden State or Houston. The Spurs were even forced to trade an unhappy Kawhi Leonard to Toronto. Franchise icon Tony Parker signed with Charlotte while the beloved Manu Ginobili retired. The Spurs might be a playoff team for several more years, but Aldridge can't rely on this team to bring him a championship. He has to look for a trade because the Spurs are like done as a contender. Number 6, Andrew Wiggins. Well, Wiggins has been a pretty good player for Minnesota and all, but it's safe to say the organization needs a facelift. The Jimmy Butler saga kind of ruined his team's hopes of growing as a title contender. Reports have also suggested that Wiggins is unhappy in Minnesota, and you have to think they'll move him out in order to end the locker room drama. Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns were supposed to be the next great duo in the NBA, but it doesn't sound like this group will ever work out. Honestly, it might be wise for Minnesota to let Wiggins go ring chasing by trading him for other assets. Number 5, Kyle Lowry. The Toronto Raptors have been a top team in the East for 5 years now, but they don't have any trips to the NBA Finals to show for it. Kyle Lowry is nearing the end of his prime, and though he deserves credit for being loyal to Toronto, that isn't enough to bring him home a championship. Lowry has 2 years left on his contract, but maybe the Raptors decide to trade him if it's time to rebuild after the 2018-2019 season. Otherwise, Lowry needs to leave when his contract runs out. Even if Toronto were to reach the finals with Lowry and Kawhi Leonard in 2019, they wouldn't stand much of a chance against the Golden State Warriors. It's the way it is. Lowry could always take up a bench role with the Warriors and win a ring that way. Why not? It's kind of what everyone else is sort of doing. Number 4, Paul George. George may have re-signed with OKC for $137 million, but that doesn't mean that he should spend the rest of his career with the Thunder. A world-class two-way player, George formed a dynamic duo with Russell Westbrook. But we all know the team is playing for nothing more than a 2nd seed in the West and the right to lose to the Golden State in the conference finals. George is ready to win with OKC for the time being, but down the road, he better think of a way out. This man is too talented to retire without a championship, and OKC simply won't provide him with the ring. Number 3, Blake Griffin. My dude Blake, I love this guy, he's so funny. He and Chris Paul had their chances with the Clippers, but they couldn't even reach the 3rd round. The Clippers eventually gave up and traded Griffin to the Detroit Pistons during the 2017-2018 season. Blake is one of the NBA's most dominant big men, but the Pistons are years away from contending. His talents will simply go to waste there. Griffin will play it out in Detroit for the time being, but we all know the Pistons aren't going anywhere close to a championship. In a couple of years, nobody should be surprised if Griffin seeks a trade to a contender. It's the only way for him to pursue a title shot. Number 2, Damian Lillard. One of the NBA's most dynamic point guards, Lillard has made Portland a top team in the West, but he doesn't have too much to work with outside of CJ McCollum. Making the playoffs should not be good enough for Lillard. He should be constantly striving to win a championship or two. Portland is not on the same level as Houston or Golden State. The Thunder and LA Lakers may be better teams, and don't forget the Utah Jazz. If Lillard stays in Portland, the best case scenario for him is a trip to the second round. We strongly suggest he join LeBron in Los Angeles soon, or find another superstar to join forces with during the 2019 free agency. Do it! Otherwise, his talents in Portland will go to waste. Number 1, Russell Westbrook. Yeah, my dude West, the 2017 NBA MVP, got screwed by Kevin Durant, who left OKC to join the Golden State Warriors in 2016. Westbrook and George are good enough to keep the Thunder in playoff contention, but they're not going to chase championships here. Westbrook only has so many prime years left, and he should start thinking about the idea of talking to other stars in hopes of forming a new super team. It's crazy to suggest he thinks about joining the 76ers if Markelle Fultz doesn't pan out, or even a New York Knicks team that should land at least one prize free agent in 2019. Who knows if Westbrook truly wants to leave OKC, but he needs to entertain the possibility. It's the only way for him to get that elusive first title. What other NBA players need to change teams if they want to win a championship? Join us in the comment section below. Comment down below. I want to see your comments. I want to read them. I want to see all of them. Make sure to follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media. We post great content all the time. Every day, new content. It's great. Go follow us. And if you like this video, give it a like. Just click that button. All it takes is one click. Do you know what else takes one click? Subscribing. Subscribe down below. It's the red button right there, and I know you want to push it. Just push that button. We post videos every single day. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you later.
My knee.